Kia ora, beautiful souls. Hello, greetings, how are you? And all of the above. I'm here climbing a mountain, so, excuse the puffing. It's what happens when you get out in nature. Everything worthwhile always takes a little bit of resistance. If you're not encountering resistance, then you're not growing. So I bless my out of breathness. And I honor my legs for continuing to take the steps forward. Now that out of the way, I thought I'd come on today to speak a little about my process with the launch of my new cosmetic beauty line, inner beauty line even, Beauty Spell by Artful Addiction. I mentioned a while back that I've been carefully developing all this formula so that it can be taken up or down by manufacturers to any quantity without losing any of the any of the quality that I've developed it with. But now I want to talk about another aspect, and that's the aspect where certain products of mine will only ever be small batch, only ever be made a few at a time. And there's reason for that, and that reason is the process, the creative process. And this creative process goes far back to the way the ancients did it. It's this knowledge of connecting with your environment and sustainability in its true measure that all too often we overlook in this day and age. Sustainability, understood this way, understands that this forest around me is alive. And just like the forest of humanity, it is alive both as an individual plant, but it is more alive as a collective consciousness. Some of you may know the science that the mycelium network grows underneath the ground of any forest. And this is a fungal network that connects all of the plants together and allows them to communicate freely, so that when one tree knows you, or when you introduce yourself at the beginning, at the entrance to a wood, as long as you wait for acknowledgement, they will all know you. And there is science that spiritual academics have been following and developing that supports this for those who only trust peer-reviewed methods. But more than that, it's just this ancient cultural wisdom that lies within the very forest of humanity. As I said, once one tree knows you, all the trees in that forest know you. And it's the same with a lot of the wisdom that comes down through the ages. And I follow this. Māori call it Tikanga. This wisdom of how to interact with your environment for health and well-being of not only yourself, but for all around you and all you come into connection with, the health of the one. And therefore, certain beauty spell products, because I do develop them this way, will only ever be small batch. Let's talk about the black mamaku, for example, here. which I have harvested today, and the process for that. When I am on a gathering mission, and this gathering is for a purpose greater than myself, I will introduce myself. I'll introduce myself first to the forest before I enter. Now, this forest knows me very well. It's my hometown, but I still give it the courtesy of a hello on the way in. This is my intention. So you begin with intention, communicating that intention, and listening to your environment for any signs or signals or symbols that this intention is not welcomed today. And you remain aware for this type of communication during the whole mission. And when you find what you're looking for, it is not just yours to take. It is not just yours to take. First, you will then connect with the individual plant. You will kneel on the earth, perhaps, and connect with the energy of the earth. And you will reach out to the energy of the plant. You'll place your hands on it. And you will either out loud or non-verbally communicate your intention and the purpose and the exchange you will give in return for its offering. So for me, often this will be something from my own body, depending on the circumstances, something that really resonated with the mamaku because of all its hair, but also as a fail-safe, really, offering. There's a few hairs from my own head. So I'll pull them as a symbol of my intention, and I will communicate why I need this part of the plant's body, and I will wait for an answer. And this answer will sometimes come in the form of a feeling, or this answer will sometimes come in the form of a bird song like it did today. Sometimes it will come in the form of an insect that crawls across my hand. But only once I can feel the plant's acceptance will I take with understanding and consent between myself and the ngahere, the whole that is the one that is the whole. So if you look at this process, then you may understand why following this it will simply not be possible to produce in large quantities without taking in large quantities, which would actually break this tikanga, break this process, this sustainable way of the ancients and our ancestors. For this is the way that is intuitive for me. It may be the way of tikanga of this land, of the Māori. It is also the way of my Celtic ancestors, far enough back. And it is the way that travels through me. So I could not take, say, 20 of these black mamaku fronds I would never get permission. Even if I thought I had permission, I'd only be imagining it, and that would be pure ego. And the world never rewards you for that. Making things up when you think that's the way it should be, just to suit your own ends. So I hope this has been a little enlightening, and this beautiful mamaku is going to be made into both a tincture and a gel to begin with, and an oil. So 3 extraction methods I will use, and I'll get 3 small quantities to test over a few different products, and I'll let you know how that goes. Lots of love. Bye.